Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Bike MS Zwift 70 ride to benefit National Multiple Sclerosis Society out on Zwift. I do have live feeds coming in right now from the event on site. So there's actually a live event, you guys, going on right now. And there are riders at that live event doing a whole bunch of hype, riding in the game. And we are going to go cut to them right now for an introduction from Kevin Holbert here. Kevin, hey Kevin, I just want to do a quick little welcome. Let's just interact, me and you here for just a second, and give you a chance to just tell us, hey, what is going on here over at this feed? Where are you at in the world right now?
Yeah, so we're at Letterman's restaurant in State College, Pennsylvania, and this is kind of Race HQ. So behind me, I've got 3 riders riding on Wahoo kickers, which were donated actually by Wahoo for this event.
Nice, awesome. So 3 riders, all on Wahoo kickers, killing it out on course right now. And how are things looking so far?
Things are looking really great. They're sweating. And it looks like we've got about 100 other riders from around the world, which is just amazing when the Zwift community comes together like this for a good cause.
Yeah, definitely. So why don't you tell me a little bit about this cause? What is this all about?
Sure. So this is for the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, which raises money for research as well as assistance with people with MS. And one of their major charity wings is the Bike MS program, where they have rides all around the United States. About 85 rides take place every year to raise money and awareness for the cause. And this is actually the first virtual Bike MS event that's ever taken place.
Wow, that's a ton of rides all over. So, I mean, we see a lot about the MS 150s and all that kind of stuff and raising money. So people can raise money today for this specific thing through the Zwift ride?
Yes, actually. So it's not too late to register. Even if you're riding now, we're going to leave registration open because we know a lot of people are just coming to the ride to ride. And they're welcome to register as a rider on the MS Society page for the event. And they can make a donation, or even if they just register, it's a nice way of saying, like, I did that and I was there for that. And we'd love to see that. But if they do make a donation, if they donate $50 or more, we'll send out a Dry Tech t-shirt to commemorate the event with our logo on it for the event. And if they donate $100 or more, they'll be entered into a raffle. As I mentioned, Wahoo Kicker donated the 3 kickers to use for the event. One of them is staying with us and is going to be raffled off to one lucky rider who raises or donates $100 or more.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So I'm going to go fully to you now. And how about you tell us who the riders are, what's happening, a little bit more about your event, how this all came about, and then we'll cut back to the race here in just a moment.
That sounds great. So, behind me is William, Corey Stalker, and Tanya, and Dan here at the end. They're all sweating and working hard. They all had their own unique stories, which we'll get to later as to why they're riding the event and their connection with the MS Society and Bike MS. But for now, I'll just say that they're working hard on those kickers, and you can hear them whining in the background. I do want to take a moment to thank our corporate sponsors who helped place. That's Letterman's restaurant here in State College. The bicycle shop here in State College helped us get the kickers prepared and the bikes all ready. Also, Eclipse Resources and Stalker Chevrolet and Stalker Subaru helped out as well, and we really appreciate that. And then a big shout out to Wahoo for letting us use their awesome smart trainers. There's
the view from within. Looks like a couple of the riders getting some fuel on board as well. It is Corey Stalker on the right hand side there in the Canada Garmin kit, it looks like there, and then it is going to be Tanya Hampton there, and I believe it will be, let's go ahead here and see, Reith I believe is the name. Oh, Dan Seath, actually the other rider all the way on the left there. Looks like as far as the race participants goes, there are about 100 riders that actually have started the race, and it looks like about 98 so far have made it a few kilometers out on course. So 25 down or so for the leaders the last time I checked through. 30 currently in the race that we can see live right now. So it is going to be Neo, Williams, and Power here leading it out on the course here today. We will take live questions through the Twitch channel as well through the Twitter. The Twitter handle is just @ZCommunityLive, @ZCommunityLive, and you will be able to field your questions to us actually as we finish up as we continue on with the event today. 31 kilometers in so far, about 45 minutes to complete that total right now. Looks like we do have a nice shot then, though, of Stalker coming in, and I think we are going to go to him for an interview here, I believe, out on course with what is going on with him and the MS Society and why he showed up today to do this awesome event.
What brought me out here today, I got a very good friend of mine who was diagnosed with MS at the age of 30. And to that point, I had no idea how complicated and terrible MS was. So it seemed like a good event to get into. It's exciting that it's a first Zwift MS race. So I'm here.
Awesome. Awesome. That's really cool. So, how's the race going for you so far today?
Great. You know, Zwift is a great program. I love riding on it. I mean, this hill we're going up right now is not exactly a lot of fun, but Tanya seems to be killing it, so it's good.
We are going to head on over to Kevin right now with a representative from the MS Society, and they're going to talk to you all about what this great cause is.
Thanks, Nathan. I'm here with Sharon from the MS Society. Hi, Sharon.
Good morning, Kevin.
So, what do you do with the MS Society?
I am a development manager. I help implement our MS program and walk MS programs, or walks, fundraising events.
And that's awesome. And that raises money for the MS Society as a whole, right?
Exactly.
So, what is the mission of the MS Society? What is it? I mean, what are we here for?
Well, our mission is for one day to find a cure to end MS, and for people to have a better quality of life. Together, we're stronger.
Zwift MS 70 will race and ride, so they're in the middle of this race and ride. You can see D. Williams about to finish up his race, actually, out on course here. About 4.3 watts per kilogram steady, sitting in third place right now. When you make a donation, you are changing the world for people affected by MS. Symptoms of MS range from numbness and tingling to blindness and paralysis. The progress, severity, specific symptoms of MS in any one person cannot yet be predicted, but advances in research and treatment are leading to better understanding and moving us closer to a world free of MS. Most people with MS are diagnosed between the ages of 20 and 50, with at least 2 to 3 times more women than men being diagnosed with the disease. MS affects more than 2.3 million worldwide, and there's not yet a cure. Looking at a couple of shots here coming through right now. They're doing something over at the HQ. Something's going on. We're putting a headset on. Looks like we're doing a little bit of interaction with Mr. Stockner here, as Corey Stalker looks to be hammering away. They can't hear you just yet, Corey, but I'm going to get a shot here. You look like you're suffering. I'm going to get your audio here live, and we'll get the real deal here. Let me see if I can get you. So, all right, Corey, I got you live to the world. What is going on?
Having a good time. Just finished that tough hill, so yeah, I was working a little bit harder towards the top of it. That's a long one. That was the third time I think we hit that hill, and I kind of wish we didn't have any more of those. You know what I mean?
Still got one to go, though. Still got one to go, though, Corey.
Other than Tanya's kicking my butt, but I guess that's okay.
Gotcha. So you didn't know what you were getting yourself into, it sounds like, when you jumped in here.
No, I just signed up, saw the MS thing and Zwift connected, and thought it'd be a good event. Heard about it locally through a few friends. Kevin was one of my buddies, and MS, of course, is a great cause. It's a very odd disease that hit one of my very close friends at age 30, and that's what kind of educated me, opened my eyes to the issue. So it was a good opportunity to be a part of it, raise some funds for a great cause, so I'm here.
All right, now we're going back to Tanya here. It looks like she's still hammering away. Looking like she is going to be having one lap to go as well, but she's just a little ways up from Mr. Stocker there, Corey Stocker. So looking through here, I'm seeing that Tanya is currently sitting in Tanya Hampton, 43rd place, actually. She keeps on picking them off. She was sitting in like 50th or so, has moved up to 47th, and now 43rd place. Overall, she's being chased down, though, by C. Muldoon. So I know Michael is on site in the Discord. Might want to encourage her on a little bit. There is a TT bike gal chasing her down, I think sitting in 3rd or 4th place. So here we go, Kevin. Looks like we've got somebody else jumping in here with us.
I'm here with Bill. Bill, what is your relationship with MS and the MS Society?
My wife has MS. My wife Eileen has had this. She was diagnosed in 2005. At the time, she was working full time, just having a hard time getting through the day and understanding some things, and just things weren't the same as they used to be. She had been to the doctor for a couple different things, and the doctor realized there was something going on. Went through a series of tests while looking for other things that were happening, and just came across and said, you know what, you have MS. So you have all of the symptoms and the diagnosis and the clinical tools we have, and this is what's happening, which is why you're experiencing all the things you're experiencing. So,
did you have a lot of knowledge of what MS was when she got her diagnosis, or
no
how
idea?
Did you...
No idea. Going through that, we did go to some support groups, which kind of helps you a little bit, and you realize then that MS is a very strange disease. It's you go to a doctor, and you say, my arm hurts, and he says, we have MS. My leg hurts, well, you have MS. It just seemed to be no matter what you had, it could be MS, because MS affects everybody in a different way. One of the things that's kind of frustrating about it is it is a disease, it does impact people, but a lot of times it doesn't present itself physically. People with a broken leg have a cast on their leg or in a wheelchair, people say you have a problem. MS, a lot of times you just can't tell that, and that just becomes kind of frustrating sometimes, where you do need some help, but people don't always realize it.
And how did it present itself for your wife?
For my wife, basically two major symptoms. One of them is she becomes fatigued very, very easily. So she'll take naps during the day. She'll go to bed early. Sometimes she'll sleep late. Just can't function unless she has that amount of sleep. And she has cognitive issues where she can't always. She'll start a sentence and not always remember what she was going to say or where she was going with a thought. Interesting. One of the things that we do with it, just the way our family is, we deal with a lot of things with humor. So we'll be sitting at the dinner table we have two children. We'll be sitting at the dinner table. My wife will start to talk to them and say, you know what we need to do? And just lose her train of thought. She says, what's wrong with me? Well, why can't I think of this? And everybody at the table would raise their hands and say, I know, you have MS. That's how we deal with those things. So for us, for our family, we get through this with humor. So.
Well, thanks again for coming and being willing to your experiences.
Tanya, we're coming into the last mile.
Here we go. Come on, you got it.
You got it. 15% plus.
You got it. You got it.
Excellently.
Nice job.
How bad do you want? Sometimes big.
That's all right. You got it. Come on, Sonia. Good. You got it. Let's go.
There you go.
Nice. Keep it going. Let's go. You got another one. Keep it strong. Got a couple more you can count. There you go. Come on.
Come on, push it. Push it.
Come on.
Push it.
It looks like Mr. Stocker here is really starting to push at 2.2 watts per kilogram, holding off those boys who are trying to chase him down now. And let's get his Zwift on board shot here with him and his avatar. Putting down a solid 37 kilometers per hour, 63.1 km, 2 hours and 25 minutes for this MS event today. And it looks like it's Sufferfest now at this point, 63.5 in. Looks like he's able to hold off. I think there's a little bit of a battle between him and Mr. I believe it is Seath next to him, Dan Seath, as Seath was only about a minute back at one point. And so it looks like Stocker's really stepped it up, though, at this point in order to try and hold him up. And now it's only 9 seconds back to Powell. Powell is really starting to step it up now. 8 seconds, closing it down on this uphill, 4.7% grade. And Stocker at 182 beats per minute is really starting to step it into that 190 almost. I think he said his max heart rate is into the 190s. He's going to have to hold off Powell, man. 6 seconds back and 7K to go. Powell is on a mission to catch Mr. Stocker out here today. Looks like Dan there getting a lot of cheers from the crowd here. Really trying to get him going. It looks like here out on course. He sees him 25 seconds up. 25 seconds up. 3.2, 2.7 watts per kilogram. Here's the shot of Dan now as he's trying to catch back up to Coughlin. He's almost caught Coughlin here. 6 seconds up to Coughlin is all it is. And this is 63K in. The suffering is real. He's got a full crowd here cheering him on live on site now. What an event. They're really going for it now, as you can see. And what an amazing effort here from Dan and Mr. Stocker. He's almost got him. 3 seconds up to Coughlin. 3 seconds up. Make sure that he keeps on hammering. He's going to catch him if he keeps it up, though. 2.6 watts per kilogram. Stocker still hamming away, and we do have him back within sight. He is 37 seconds up from Mr. Seath there. So Stocker here 65K in, just about a half a K up from Dan. Dan trying to hold him off here and catch up to Coughlin. We do have John Scott jumping in through the social media, it looks like here. Thanks a lot for joining in and commenting over on the Facebook. Thank you. You are raising awareness and helping change the world for people affected by MS. No problem, John Scott. You are very, very welcome. And as you can see, this real life effort right now coming from Mr. W. Stocker to make that change. The sweat is real. The focus in the eyes is real. There's a battle going on live on site there. Powell tried to catch him, unable to do so. Drops it to 0.8 watts per kilogram. Waiting up for Seath maybe to put in a little bit of effort together. Looks like they're going down into the underground again. Seath really with that effort now, trying to catch back up to Stocker, who's only 22 seconds up at this point. Caught Powell, went right on by, caught Coughlin as well, and Dan Seath, man, absolutely putting on a solid effort out on course today. We do have Dan Seath again, as you can see. 2.6, 2.0 watts per kilogram. Has a bunch of his buddies here cheering him on in the background, it looks like, right now. Telling him to hammer away, catch up to Stocker, 19 seconds. It's going to come right down to the line here, I think. 3K to go. 3K to go. He's brought it within 19 seconds. It was all the way out to 30 at one point. They're going to climb one more time out of this underground. The cheering is going on. Look at the guys around him here, telling him to get going here, yelling in his ear, "Let's go, Dan." You can see he was able to drop off Powell by 10 seconds at this point. Clark 14 seconds back from there. Stocker, so it comes down after 70K between these two riders on site. They're leaving the underground. Stocker here, 2.6 watts per kilogram, 188 beats per minute right now. Coming from Stocker, up and out of the saddle. Killing it, 4.4 watts per kilogram, doing everything he can to get away from Dan at this beat. Then now we see Dan, though, 7 watts per kilogram. Looks like Seath is sitting up a little bit. It's only a K and a half or so, and Stocker looks to have the eye of the tiger at this point. Look at that face, hammered away, spinning to win now at this point. Oh, man, 1K to go. 1K to go. 1K to go, boys, to go. 1K to go. Is he going to do it? Are they going to pull it off? People are yelling in the background, telling him to go, getting rowdy. Seath now, 5 watts per kilogram, trying to give it one last kick to try and grab onto that wheel. 330 watts, 400 watts. Stocker's going to be caught. He's going to go right on by him now at this point. And is he going to be able to grab on the wheel is the question. And people are screaming in the background. They're cheering. They're out of their seats, up and down, jumping up and down. 2 seconds is the difference now between the two riders, but it's Seath with the advantage now. Will Stalker be able to get back on terms? 191 beats per minute, and it looks like Seath might be walking away with this one after 70K caught in the last kilometer. Oh my goodness, but it's all for an amazing cause, boys and girls. Keep on going, Stalker. You're doing great, man. All the way to the line. This is it. It's all about the effort for fighting M&S, and you're fighting today. Seath, though, with one last little kick, he knows it's the final half a K. 500 meters to go to the line. He's got everybody cheering him on in the background. What an effort here coming from Dan Seath, and everybody around him telling him to give it a go. What an amazing job by everybody on site. Great to see them all there cheering him on, and it is going to be Seath amongst this pack here. Grabs a solid 18 seconds, and we'll be finishing up. I believe we'll go ahead and see where he was at last checkpoint. Let's get some arms in the air as he crosses the line. He's got everybody screaming for him there. What a result there. It looks like he'll be taking 52nd place overall. Nice job to Dan there. Nice job to Dan Seath. And then, of course, it's going to be Mr. Stock. We've been following all the way through to the finish line here as he comes across the line. Solid job to Mr. Stalker. Across the line. Great job to Corey. What an effort. Great job. Thanks to those two for showing up, putting on a great show for us all.
So thanks, Nathan. It was an amazing event. Dan, how you feeling?
Awesome. That was a lot of fun. Where's a good competitor? I didn't think I was going to make it.
Yeah, our winner today was Tanya, but I think all three were absolute winners. That was a fantastic final moment.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, Tanya had us beat by like 10 minutes. I mean, we had no shot. Just trying as hard as I could. All these guys are screaming in my ear, telling me not to fall down and barf, so I was trying real hard to not do that.
Who are those people?
That's Delta Phi. These are my fraternity brothers. Love these guys.
And hey, let's bring out Tanya too. There's our big winner for today.
Yeah.
Came in.
Good job for you.
Hey.
Well, I just wanted to say, Nathan, thanks to the Zwift Community Live for covering the event and all the hard work you guys put into this event. We really appreciate it. Also, thank you so much to the MS Society and for all the things that you do. And thank you again to our sponsors, Letterman's. Thanks for hosting us here. This was fantastic. A thank you to Stalker Chevrolet and Stalker Subaru, and a thank you to Eclipse Resources and the Bicycle Shop here in State College as well. And finally, to Wahoo, thanks so much for the kickers. They were amazing. And again, those of you who are watching, if you still want to register, if you want to donate $100 or more, we'll enter you into that raffle, and we'll find out who's going to take one of these bad boys home with them.
Absolutely awesome.
Want more crackers? That's awesome. Let's do that. So I guess we're going to go get some crackers. Thanks so much again, Nathan, and back to you.
All right, great. Thanks a lot, Kevin. That was great. Awesome job to all the riders there. Oh, man, those guys did such a great job. And you can hear everybody clapping in the background. Everybody had a great event, it looks like. Looks like there was a ton of hype on site. Thanks a lot, you guys, for joining us. They did an amazing job today. They had over, it looks like, 100 participants. So far, we've had over 60 finish or so. A lot still out on course, finishing up their ride. Great job to all the riders out there today. But again, a huge thank you to Mike and Kevin and everybody else that made this MS event, this inaugural first time MS event happen today. And I hope to see way more events like this in the future. As always, everybody, great job to all the riders, all the racers. You guys put out a huge effort, helped to raise a bunch of money for a great cause. And we will see you guys in just a few hours with some more Zwift Community Live. As always, everybody, ride on.